Good evening and welcome to Human Rights News Hours from the State Human Rights Commission, Western Equatoria State. I am Wilson Kumbo Adebangi, and here are the top stories making up headlines. State Human Rights Commission raises awareness at Yambio Central Prison by the support of United Nations Development Program UNDP Rule of Law Department. Human Rights Commission engages public on human rights through Yambio FM radio talk show. Women and children's rights is highlighted by the State Human Rights Commission in Western Equatoria State. Now the news in details. The State Human Rights Commission, Western Equatoria State, has conducted a major outreach awareness program at Yambio Central Prison. The purpose was to educate inmates on their basic human rights and assess their living conditions within the facility. The activity took place on Wednesday, the 25th of October 2025, and was supported by the UNDP Rule of Law Department. Upon arrival, the Commission's delegation was welcomed by the Director for Central Prisons, who introduced them to the State Director for Prisons and briefed him about the objectives of their visit. The chairperson of the State Human Rights Commission, Honorable Margaret Fozia Emmanuel, stressed that all individuals, including prisoners, are entitled to basic human rights and dignity for fair treatment as guaranteed by the Transitional Constitution of the Republic of South Sudan and the international human rights instruments. Please let us get to some rehearsal for some minutes. We'll be back to the news.
Anieka sambo gani chindo borewa karago yoko aninga azaninga ga Portland Maine. Mario Kane William Zungwa Ukindonga gazandenga taraganiaka Ukindonga gazandenga jindoganiome Anikojinga chirani azande Kasano sagani kindo Hamama Grace Barama Bet Ayub Gaza Wakindo ikito Muru yeyeki Kazo gazande Dangba na kikindo ngagaga ni kindo anikena kujiro anarwaru namo anikena kujiro anarwaru namo.
Welcome back to the news. On Friday, the Commission took its message to the public through a wider live talk show on Yambio FM discussing general human rights, women's rights, and the right to own property by both genders, regardless of their gender status.
Ibel Honorable Samuel can job Kalamde, Silzol Security, National Security Day, Ibelo job lakini residu haja fogo. Yani ana magi understand na kan fi haja leo mon bijere fi national security. Police fi police de ya usabita muatin kan zole inu kalam bijere fi police ashan bira balagu fi police ma fi national security so de bikun galat min zone albura balagu fi national security de wa nimirate nen yani ganun ta human rights bugul gal ma fi zone back there amulo torture ma fi zone back there amulo ka fi detention hukuku insan bugul ma yamulle zone de torture wala yamulo inhuman behavior haja tan alkabian haja ma shigil bamulo insan ma yamulo zone so ubukun galat min zone aliko mara to bonus ma zone makali haqiqa wal haja kalam de shunu zato qabli ma mara balagu fi national security ashan national security barago to zone de bijibu taban national security de هنا بتعمل مسؤوليه بتعمل عشان هم بيحفزوا الناس وحقوق حاجات ممتلكات الناس كانوا ما بيبقى في زول جبال اقولهم بكون زول عنده خطوره مو بقدر يجري في كلام ده لكن بكون غلط من زول عشان بيجري الناشونال سيكيورتي وده هو سبب ذاته الناس دي كربوا اسم انترناشونال سيكيورتي فوقه خلي زول روح في بوليس ما بلغته من بوليس هناك ابو 20 ساعه كان بيبطوا زول ده بيودي في محكمه ما كما برو عينه هل زول القبوتو ده عنده حق ولو غلطان وكان غلطان بحاكمه بحكم شكلياته ولا زول جيبوا زول ده بدون معلومه كافي ذاته ما عنده حاجه بزول ده كله حاجات اللي بعمله بطريقه قانونيا. قال زول تاني راجل ده مرته موتو بيجري في بيت جبال هونربل سامويل كان جوابه كلام ده جبال سامويل ونسو هونربل ونسو في تقاليد تانا ويسترن ايكواتوريا في ساعه تاني راجل ده كان موتو يعني اسره بيجي كان مره كويس ويت عنده عيال ويت مره محترم ويال ده كمان عنده احترام بيونسو قال مره تانا ده كده جيني ان شاء الله كان راجل تو موتو قال جيني في بيتيني.
The 2-hour program featured an interactive segment where listeners called in with questions. Panelists responded by quoting relevant articles from the Transitional Constitution and the international human rights standards. The team was led by Honorable Margaret Fozia Emmanuel, joined by Honorable Magdalene Dominic Cassiano, and the First Lady of Western Equatoria State, and the member of the Human Rights Commission, Honorable Samuel John Karinga, and Mr. Wilson Kumbo Adebanji, the Commission's Director for Monitoring and Inspection, who eventually provided the translation during the sessions. Honorable Fozia spoke on the importance of human rights for all, and Honorable Magdalene emphasized on women empowerment and property ownership, as well as Honorable Samuel discussed the legal protections for women and children. The Commission reaffirmed its commitment to continuing support the outreach and the educational programs to strengthen human rights and awareness across Western Equatoria State. Now, before we come to the end of the news, let us have a recap on the headlines once again. State Human Rights Commission, with support from United Nations Development Program, Rule of Law Department, organized an outreach at the Yambio Central Prison. The Human Rights Commission engaged the public on human rights and the women's right to own property, Yambio FM. Honorable Fozia leads the team promoting women's and children's rights in Western Equatoria State. That is all from us this evening. I am Wilson Kumbo Adebanyi with the news. Meet you again next weekend. But remember, human rights always belong to everyone and everywhere. You are a human being. It is your responsibility to protect and promote your right. Thank you for watching.